What comes to mind when you think of a cheerleader? Probably somebody extremely outgoing and loud. Well, that is not how I am at all. But I started cheering when I was in sixth grade. I started doing it competitively all through middle school, all through high school, and through 4 years of college. So I did it for quite a long time, and it really pushed me to have a passion for people. I've always had a huge heart and felt things very deeply. I am a very sympathetic and empathetic person. So with that being said, I would like to share some things that have made me who I am. I am from Ringgold, Georgia. If you've ever been to Tennessee, you've definitely been through it, but probably never heard of it. It's a pretty small town. I went to Heritage High School and graduated with around 350 people, which I thought was huge at the time. But then I moved closer to Atlanta and realized that that was actually quite small. So I moved to Kennesaw for college. I went to Kennesaw State for 4 years. My initial plan was to become a nurse, but some things don't work out the way you think they do, and I completely changed my mind, completely changed what I wanted to do. So that is what led me to apply to Atlanta Technical College. So as of right now, I am doing a paralegal study program, and what really led me to choose that is the job I have now. I work at an orthodontics office, so I am technically an orthodontic assistant, and I feel like I do a really good job with communicating with doctors and having conversation with patients, and it's a big passion of mine. I love talking to people, but I don't love being in people's mouths all day. Believe it or not, it can get kind of gross, and I feel like I would do great with a role that involves talking to people all day and meeting deadlines, but not the medical side of it. So I thought a paralegals program would be great for myself. I plan on graduating hopefully around 2025, definitely a lot later than I expected, but things happen. So those are some formal things about myself, but I would like to share some personal details as well. I come from a medium-sized family, so I have some distant cousins and aunts and uncles, but I am extremely close with my parents and my siblings and my grandmother. So anybody who knows me knows that my Nana is my very best friend and that she means the world to me. I am the oldest of three, and I carry the role very well. I've always been kind of like a maternal figure and personal Uber for sure, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I do not have any kids of my own. I do have a fur baby. So I have a black cat named Mavis. So she's like a kid for sure. So there is a movie called Wonder, and it's about a little boy with Treacher-Collins syndrome. And there's a quote in the movie that says, when given the choice between being right or being kind, choose kind. And this is the philosophy that I live by. I choose to be kind in whatever situation I can. I try to think about it as you don't know what that person's going through. They may have had a bad day. They may have other stuff going on that you don't know. So even though it can be hard sometimes, being kind is the best choice to make. So all of these things have really contributed to my personality and my very caring nature. So even though I started out very painfully shy, my experiences have really brought me out of my shell. But that does not mean I'm going to love public speaking.